Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now with 100% sincerity, but this might be my most important, most valuable video I've ever made on this channel. That is a tutorial as to how to infiltrate your university's K-pop society. Let's break it down. My university holds a society fair at the beginning of every new semester, and this time around, now that I've already sort of found my place at university, I wanted to make a social experiment and look around for clubs that are sort of more uncommon, not necessarily weird. Like, I'm not talking about like super weird, like maybe like the blowjob society, I don't know. We're just looking for uncommon societies that you won't really see elsewhere aside from uni. This time I decided to focus my sights on the K-pop society. So my goal and challenge for this university fair was to act like I was very knowledgeable in what the club specializes in without making it look like I'm a faker. Let's just jump right into this tutorial. So first things first, K-pop society. It's in the name, K-pop. You gotta know something about K-pop. You gotta know something about Korean. You gotta know something about pop culture. And you gotta put those two together. So you gotta know something about the idol groups. What I'm trying to say here is, when you guys are talking about idol groups, just say BTS and you'll be fine. Try not to call them bands here, because I accidentally called them bands at first. And the society gave me a pretty weird look. They were like, why do you call them bands? I made sure to never use the word band ever again in that entire interaction, and I just kept saying idol group, group this, group that. Make sure you don't say band, because when they think of band, they think of like, I don't know, the Beatles or something. If you don't know any K-pop groups, it's always safe to just say BTS. It doesn't really matter what you say after BTS, just say the 3 letters BTS. It doesn't really matter what you say. Once you say the 3 magical letters, they'll do all the talking from there, and all you gotta do is bounce off their responses. And if they don't say anything, here are some conversation starters. Obviously, the first thing you wanna say is, what's their favorite group? And once they answer that group, the next thing you wanna say, and this is crucial here, all right? You gotta say, who's your favorite member? Keep that in mind. Once you say, who's your favorite member, immediately follow up with a, oh my god, me too. That will basically put you in a golden spot where people will be like, oh, I feel like this guy really understands me and I think we can be friends. And they'll basically start talking about K-pop from there, and you don't have to worry about making up new information ever again. You can sort of just flow through the information and they will not suspect a single thing about you, because you guys have the same biases. Here's some terminology for you guys. Biases. I honestly have no idea what the hell this means, but basically it's whoever you think is your favorite. But the next thing you want to have up your sleeve in your K-culture arsenal is knowledge of K-dramas. And as a person who doesn't fucking watch K-dramas, like, how do you do that? Here's a couple of things I learned on the day, and that is, you don't want to mention Squid Game or Parasite in the same sentence. And the reason for that is because those 2 shows are just too popular, and mentioning them will make you look like you've just been a fan for like 1 or 2 years. If you want to make it sound like you've been a K-culture fan for 20 plus years, or maybe 50 plus years, you gotta do something that's really out of the box. You can actually just make up a K-drama title that they've never heard of, and they will still believe you. All you have to do to make a K-drama title is say a couple of words, string it together in a sentence, or you can just take a random subject and make that into the title. So with that concept, let's make a couple of K-drama titles right now on the spot. The Cherry Blossom I Saw That Day, Our First Spring, or Our Last Summer. Pretty sure these are actual titles, but I'm not sure, so someone fact check me if these are actual titles. Those are just some examples that you can do to make up a K-drama title that doesn't exist, to make it sound like you really do watch a lot of K-drama. And these K-drama aren't just the popular ones, but rather the ones that are underground. And that's what's gonna separate you from the K-drama fan that started 2 years ago to a K-drama fan from the late 1950s. Now, this next step might be the most important, most crucial step in talking to your K-pop society members, and that is the second lead phenomenon. It doesn't matter what K-drama you're talking about. It doesn't matter. All you have to say to make it look like you've been a K-drama fan for your entire life is, the second lead was better. Second lead should have won. Personally, I like the second lead. and always focus on the second lead. It doesn't matter who the protagonist, it doesn't matter if you've seen the K-drama, it doesn't matter if you know the K-drama. All you have to say is the second lead was better, and someone's gonna agree with you. Now finally, the last piece to convincing your K-pop society at your university that you are actually a 20+ year fan of K-pop and K-culture is your knowledge on K-songs and fucking K-pop basically. Now similar to K-dramas, you absolutely cannot pick the most popular song as your favorite. You can like those songs, but they absolutely cannot be your favorite. Like Dynamite from BTS cannot be your favorite song. Your favorite song has to be something underground, something nobody has heard of, and something that's only special to you as an individual. Basically, when the topic of your favorite Korean song comes up, all you have to say is Gangnam Style. And before this video ends, I just want to quickly say that since my encounter with the K-pop society, I now have a bunch of random photos of Korean people in my room. Like this guy, like this guy, like this guy. I think he's from BTS. And this guy. And her, I mean. So if anyone wants some random photos of Korean people, I guess just come find me in Leicester, and I can definitely give these to you for free because I do not want to keep these, and I feel really bad throwing these away. So I hope these tips were useful to some extent, and with that being said, I hope you guys go ahead and join a K-pop society near you.